RHONY cast. It's not the OG cast. Okay.
Right.
Well,
I say OG and I say 2.0.
Okay, keep going because we've been hearing that now for the past like month or so. Okay, keep going.
Now, unfortunately, guys, just like, you know, we have a new season of Southern Charm and everyone's in different relationships. Catherine's with Caleb. Just like the Kardashians, it's months in delay. These episodes, guys, they don't come out 3 minutes when we're done fucking recording. So 2 weeks from now, when you're actually listening to this, maybe the show has been announced. So everyone doesn't need, you're behind the, no, we're not behind the times. We're talking right now.
We're behind the Velvet Rope.
Fucking recording date. So maybe by the time this comes out in a day to 7 to 9 days, but I have heard that they're having trouble still casting this 2.0 new cast. And because of that, we might be shifting to the OG show. Look, we're not going to have trouble casting the OG show. It's Jill Zarin, Countess Luann, Dorinda Medley, Sonia Morgan, Ramona Singer, Kelly Ben Simone. It's cast. Cheers.
Yeah.
So I think if we're still, let's give it another 4 weeks. If we don't have this 2.0 cast, I think to satisfy the world and sprinkles, we're going to go forward with the OG show first. I have heard this from a couple of reliable sources.
That's juicy.
I'm not saying this is like the 100%, like the source. It's not from Anti-Code. It's not from the head of programming at Bravo. So this could be wrong, but I've heard from a lot of people, we might be shifting and we might get the OG show first. That's what I've heard. So just that's the update. To answer your question. I'm like exhausted.
Me too. I'm sipping my coffee. Okay.
Woof. You know, all right. So that's that. And the only other thing before we kind of wrap it all up is let's take a quick temperature on RHOBH. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God. Well, you know, I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite franchise. Great episode this week. You know, we had, I think like kind of a cool down between, you know, kind of Sutton, and they're setting the scene for maybe Sutton and Erika reconciling a bit because, you know, of course they're both Southern belles from their past. And, you know, we had Erika on the yacht this week, totally drunk and passed out, which also is going to set the scene for, does Erika have a drinking problem? I mean, you know, Erika is dealing with the stress of everything that is happening in some way. And it's not, I mean, she is rock solid. I mean, on camera, she doesn't sweat. I think we see things like, obviously there's a lot of trauma going on. Her appearance has certainly changed some for sure over the years. You know, yes, she still has the glam squad. It's so much smaller in magnitude than it used to be. And, you know, she's kind of said, I'm drinking more to really deal with the whole past. You know, we kind of get a break from Crystal this time. You know, we got a little bit more heat about Diana Jenkins. You know, she's also been accused of racism from this episode because she essentially, I'm going to fuck up the wording that she used against Garcelle, but basically saying that Garcelle was like not friendly, unwelcoming. Anyway, a lot of people took that as passive aggressive racism towards Garcelle because of the terminology she used. So people still coming for Diana.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Diana's not really getting much of a pass. Of course, you know, Diana says that Garcelle has been the least welcoming of everybody in the group. So it was, you know, it was a good episode. Renna, you know, of course we find out that Renna has reached out to Denise Richards.
Which we're gonna that's a whole right. We're gonna dive into that. By the way, I mean, so we might have, I didn't realize all of this. We might have some let me make a note here, microaggressions.
Yeah.
Where is Miss Ebony K. Williams? I make a joke of it, but we might have, I didn't realize there was now some microaggressions by Diana towards Garcelle. Interesting. I didn't realize she said Garcelle was the least welcoming and all this. Okay, let's talk
about it on the next.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. This was a trending story. Fans have called out Diana Jenkins for passive aggressive racism after accusing Garcelle Barbeau of being unwelcoming.
Okay. Wow. No, I didn't mean like that. I'm just like reflecting. Wow. Okay. So I didn't realize that. I mean,
we'll get into that next episode.
Listen, as I learned from watching RHONY from Ebony, that is what a microaggression is. I really didn't I mean, there's a lot more to it, but interesting. Okay. I mean, I could see where people are going with this one. I didn't realize she said that about our little Garcelle over here. Love Miss Garcelle. Here's what I would like to know. I've said this before on my Patreon with Kim D, not coming for anyone. this really is a question. Is anyone out there that is watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, does anyone like Diana? I am not being shady. That's not the DMs I'm getting. That's not the DMs. I loved her the first episode. I'm figuring it out, but I get these like scathing DMs from people.
Really?
Like,
they don't like her?
That's what I'm getting. But here's the thing. Last season, everyone loved Kathy Hilton, and there were a few people that were like, everyone chill out. Don't believe the hype. So I'm assuming there are some people listening. There's people that are pro Diana, and that's great. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just saying I would really like to know and to hear, because I'm not getting that in the DMs. And people are like, Diana's kind of on that, like, again, you hated Ramona. I mean, you love to hate Ramona. Then there's just like, I hate this person. I'm getting the like real just dislike for Diana. And let me just also say, anything's possible season to season or episode to episode. Like, can we please just remember that the entire world that breathes the air wanted Erika Jayne lynched to a cross last season on RHOBH. I'm not saying people are loving Erika. There's a lot of people, victims, right? But there are, as I predicted, not about me, but I said, I don't buy it. I don't buy that next season, which is this season, you're all going to still hate Erika. Now, a lot of them do, but instead of like 99.9%, I'm sorry, it's way down now. It is.
You remember this, though. You
people
remember
like
this.
her.
I mean, EJ's first season, everybody, even though I would argue even the first two seasons, everybody fell in love with Erika pretty much instantaneously because she came into this stuffy Beverly Hills world. And even Rinna, who's posed nude and all this stuff. I mean, Rinna doesn't have that pat your puss, vibe. I mean, Erika came in with such a bang. Diana hasn't had that moment where she's really connected. She's I don't know, and there's a way with Diana, is she just so almost rich and kind of been in that world for so long, she's just not relatable. I don't know. I'm still, I don't have any feelings yet about Diana one way or the other, because like this past episode, they started to talk to her about her brother who was killed in war. And then Sutton said, and I didn't actually think Sutton was trying to steal her thunder. Sutton said, I know what it's like. My father committed suicide. And then, Diana walked off because she felt like Sutton was making it all about Sutton. I thought Sutton was trying to relate, saying, I've been through this too. I know how devastating it is to lose somebody so close to you. I guess that was a moment I think we could have seen a lot more from Diana, and we didn't. So I'll be curious to see how it goes for her the rest of the season.
It's going to be interesting. We have a lot more to talk about next time. Yes. We will get more into the whole Rinna Denise thing a little bit more too. Everyone can find me behind the Velvet Rope or at Behind Velvet Rope on Instagram. And guess what?
You're coming to TikTok.
We're on it, baby. We're on it. We launched.
Okay.
So, everyone follow Behind the Velvet Rope on TikTok. And we're not really at the moment. Just give it a minute, Sarah, because today, now we're not. But by the time everyone hears this, it's been 3